Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to Redskins Talk TV. This is your host, Dre. Now, tomorrow is the first day of the season. Redskins versus the Miami Dolphins. Now, I didn't make a pre-game video because there's really not a lot to go by. I do know that with the defensive line for the Miami Dolphins, it's going to be backed up by Cameron Wake as well as Ndamukong Suh. For offense, you have Ryan Tannehill, who's really coming along. He's got a weapon with Mike Wallace. Mike Wallace really hasn't been the same standout receiver since he left Pittsburgh, but he's definitely a weapon on that squad for the Miami Dolphins. I really don't know too much about the squad. As the season progresses and as each game goes on, I have more intel, so to say, that I can utilize when I'm looking at and assessing the opponent and what we can do in order to beat them. Now, this video in particular is not necessarily a breakdown between the teams. I really wanted to make this video because in light of what's been happening with the preseason and how things have been handled with Robert Griffin III, I'll be the first to say that I'm a huge RG3 fan, but at the same time, I'm not torn between him and being a Washington Redskins fan. I'm a fan of the team. There you go right there. So that's first and foremost. I'm just a huge fan of RG3 because I think that there's a lot that could have been done by Jay Gruden and staff to really develop him. Gruden came into this team as a coach because of what he did in order to help develop Andy Dalton with the Cincinnati Bengals. And that was a premise when he came to the Redskins, is to help RG3 to develop, to make him a better quarterback. And we all know that RG3, after he got injured with his rookie season, he went into Dan Snyder's office and said, hey, I want to be a pocket passer, and he spoke to Mike Shanahan and made those demands. It's something you really don't make a demand as a first or second year quarterback, but it's something that he wanted to do, and Mike Shanahan tried. It hasn't really been successful, but there's a lot that's happening on the team, and you really can't put it all on the shoulders of RG3 as far as a failure, because when he was down and he was benched, we were still losing. So you can't put that on RG3. When I'm looking at a lot of things from last year, when I'm seeing how he was getting sacked 6 times per game over a 3-game period, and then Colt McCoy comes in and he gets sacked 6 times per game over a 3-game period. He gets injured and eventually put on injured reserves. That lets you know that the problem is deeper than just at the quarterback position. I'm the kind of person, when I'm breaking down the game, I'm looking specifically at what makes our team function. And for me, grinding on the ground, getting Alfred Morris the ball. I said this in a lot of my videos. He's the cog that will make this team run. And the quarterback will flourish when opposing teams try to stop Alfred Morris. You get more men in the box. You get man coverage for the passing game. And our wide receivers are capable of matching up well or beating defensive backs one-on-one. We haven't been able to do that. So last season when Kirk Cousins, yes, he was putting up some good numbers, but it doesn't matter if you have a stellar game and you have record-breaking statistics if we end up losing, because in the end, we as fans, we equate being a decent team with winning and losing. And we've been losing quite a bit ever since we won the NFC East Championship when RG3 was a rookie. Everything after that has been downhill. But again, that's not all on RG3. Right now, because Kirk Cousins has been named as a starter, I can roll with that. There's absolutely no problem with that. I wish number 8 all the success. I'm hoping that the offensive line will protect him, although they didn't protect number 10. So I'm curious to see if there's excuses if Kirk Cousins isn't successful, but at the same time, you're going to have those who will try to put RG3 into the argument as though it's his fault, when right now he's the third string. Colt McCoy is the backup, so he's the number 2 quarterback. And once again, I'm not going to put Kirk Cousins down. I know he had some rough interceptions, but that's to be expected because opposing teams shut down the run game, and we became one-dimensional, and Kirk Cousins got into the habit of staring down his targets, his receivers, and defenders were able to pick up on that and get those interceptions. And, of course, Kirk Cousins regressed. He didn't do too well, and he got benched in favor of Colt McCoy. But I do want him to do well as a pocket passer. He outshines RG3 because that's just the environment that he came from when he went to Michigan. But I think that with a healthy dose of proper education for RG3. Maybe him sitting and watching and evaluating everything and understanding what he needs to do, get better in the pocket, make faster decisions, stop overthinking, because unfortunately the young man does that. But I'm still a huge RG3 fan. I've got this right here, so you know I ride and die with RG3. He's my boy. But I want him to be successful. I'm not going to be the kind of person that I've seen where people were saying, I hope that he goes to another team and I hope he kicks our ass. That's not Redskins fandom. That's not Redskins. That's some Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys bullshit right there, when people say that they hope a player goes to another team and he gets successful and kicks ass. If he goes to another team, I want him to be successful. I don't want him to be successful with my team, against my team, excuse me. While he's a Washington Redskin, if he gets that opportunity to get under center and start, I hope that he does well, because he's got a lot of play in him. If he can stay healthy, if he gets that opportunity, I'm going to cheer for him. Right now, this is Kirk Cousins' team. We all have to live with that. Let's come together as Washington Redskins fans. Let's stop putting that RG3. There's a lot of people out there that don't care for RG3 because of what he might say with the media. When he's on the field, he has the best intention of wanting to try to be the best quarterback that he can be. But a lot of shit is always taken out of context. It's a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation with RG3, because if he says nothing, people are going to treat him as though he was acting like Marshawn Lynch when he refused to talk to the media. If he says something, even if he says Kirk Cousins did well, I really liked how he performed in the game, he commanded everything, people are going to assume in the media that that's sarcasm and he's disgruntled. So it's a no-win situation for him. But I want him to do well. But all the same, tomorrow is the first day of the season. It would be nice to start off with a win. I can't recall because, and to my shame, I didn't get a chance to look at the schedule to see if we're playing in Miami, if we're playing at FedEx Field. It doesn't matter. As long as we can come out with a game-one victory, that will help us to get some momentum in the right direction. For all the losing that we've been experiencing, winning will wash that very acrid taste out of our mouth. Anyway, if you like this video, hope that you like, subscribe, and share. Peace.